Meghan Markle and Harry are expecting a second baby, a little girl who will be born in the summer. Their daughter will be around 2 years younger than Archie and born in the US, whereas he was born in the UK. Archie's birth may have been a turning point for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex because they had agreed they wanted to keep it private. This meant not announcing which hospital Meghan would give birth at, not announcing when she had gone into labor, and certainly not presenting her baby on the steps of the hospital just hours after his birth. Yet, the public are used to having notice of a royal birth and of the details surrounding it, so in some respects felt entitled to those details. The Sussexes' decision to do things differently caused a stir and may have triggered some of the backlash against them. What's more, it had followed a very difficult pregnancy for Meghan, during which her mental health was at an all-time low. She told Oprah Winfrey earlier this year that she had even experienced suicidal thoughts during this period. Pod Save the Queen host Anne Gripper interviewed Daily Mirror columnist Darren Lewis on Facebook Live about Meghan and Harry, and what went wrong for them. During their chat, Ms. Gripper noted that Archie's birth may have been a turning point. She said, "I think around Archie's birth. I think possibly that was when it came to a crunch point for Harry. Because he had so much of that. Well, we want to know where they're giving birth, but they didn't want to tell us where they were giving birth, they wanted that to be very much private. And they weren't going to do anything, and Harry was so elated about becoming a dad that he came out and gave that impromptu chat, when he was even chatting with the horses, and you could just see his pure joy at being a dad. But then not wanting to release the names of the godparents." Mr. Lewis agreed, adding, "I think we saw a few signs there around the willingness to put some barriers up." The same discussions were sparked up again around the time of Archie's christening, which was a private event. The couple uploaded just a black and white image of their choosing of the three of them with Archie in his christening outfit. This was in contrast to Prince George, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis christenings, for which there were crowds of well-wishers who gathered outside the church to catch a glimpse of the Cambridges. Mr. Lewis argued that another crunch point was Meghan and Harry's Africa tour, at the end of which they gave those fateful interviews to ITV's Tom Bradby. Meghan admitted that she was struggling and thanked Mr. Bradby for asking how she was, because not many people had asked if she was okay. This remark was perceived by many as a veiled attack on the royal family. Meanwhile, Harry confirmed the reported feud with his brother Prince William, admitting that they were on different paths. He also reflected on his mother Princess Diana's death and described how every time he sees a camera it takes me right back. This was the first time Meghan and Harry had spoken so personally about their well-being at that time. Mr. Lewis said these interviews were another crack in the dam which eventually began to burst. He said he thought it was a shame that Harry has not had more sympathy in his predicament, that he felt he could not cope, but people were unwilling to listen because they thought there were other things he had done wrong. After the Africa tour, Meghan and Harry took some time off in Canada, and it was there that they decided they were going to try and work out a new life for themselves.